You know, I always was miserable. Like in my life, my whole life, I was always like depressed, and it was like kind of a baseline for me. And then yada yada, people told me about it, but then I thought something wrong with them. But then it actually, I didn't. I started. I didn't enjoy my life, and then I went to like therapy, and then yada yada. So like a majority of my life, yeah, like I was depressed and like miserable, and overall, like I would say my quality of life was subpar, and like I always felt like everyone left me alone. Like I never had any friends. Women didn't like me. I'm stupid, like all of those kind of things. They were like my reality. Like not only like I would reinforce them, I would like actively seek out the uh, like proofs of that in real life, and then somehow just through sheer, I guess, will and decision, I just decided to stop, and I stopped, and I'm normal now. And I was always like upset at the fact that nobody understands me. Like how there is like this like primordial kind of fundamental loneliness, like solitude, like you know, like you are by yourself actually your whole life. I mean, of course, yeah, you have family, you have friends, you have neighbors, you have fucking well, relationships, you name it. But it's like none of these people are you, and they may know things about you. They might know parts of who you are, and they will do their best to kind of reconstruct an image of you in their heads, but they'll never get you really. Like they can attempt, they can try, but I think they'll never really understand who you are. And I think like nobody will. And I feel like I've been like wrestling with this idea for like quite some time. Like it's like like I want to be understood. Like I want people to get me. I want to be like seen. And I feel like, I mean, to a certain extent, these things are possible, right? But I feel like it will be never enough. It will be never enough. And if a person sees like parts of me, then I want them to see more and more and more of me, which is fundamentally impossible because them, by being other people, by virtue of them being apart from me, they already, in a way, possess not necessarily flawed, like tools for examination of who I am. Like it's really complex, and I'm trying to really like get it here. So like basically, like their view on who I am, on like let's say like my mechanism, like let's call it that. So my mechanism is like it's like set. I have it. So what I want is that I want them to use their tools to see all of my mechanism, how I work and how everything. The problem is that their tools are their tools. They're not my tools. Their worldview is by definition theirs, and it doesn't have to agree with mine, right? Uh, Basically, like even if they will see me entirely, they might not understand, or they will understand something else. Because again, they do not, you never see information in isolation, right? You only understand things via comparison. You only understand things to the extent of, I don't know, you experiencing them prior to, understanding. Like you need to have some kind of sort of reference. What I'm trying to say here is that even if they'll see me, they'll still like not get it. Not because they're stupid, but because they're just a different person who sees different things. And that's really interesting because I don't know. Because I don't know. Okay, I didn't think this through. So what? What about it? So basically, like you will never be understood, I guess, in your entirety. So like this whole fundamental like ache for or longing for understanding is just like there to fuck with your head. And I've had it for a bit, and like you can be mad at it, you can be pissed at it, you can be upset, you can be like trying to deal with it or yada yada, but it's like that just will not happen. The only thing who can understand you really is you, right? Because only you have lived your life, only you have had like the full experience of your own life. So only you are technically capable of understanding who you are truly. And I feel like we kind of forget how cool it is to be have an opportunity to think so much about ourselves, to even be individualistic in a way and not like pay for this, by being like ostracized from the society. Like we're by ourselves, you can like sit and ponder all day long. You don't have to care about anyone. Yet we desperately crave for it, right? All you crave for is other people to see you, other people to experience you, other people to pay attention, other people to notice, right? I think it's fundamental human like desire, because like why is such a bad why is that like solo what are they called, like cells in prison, solitary confinement it's called, I think. Why is it such a harsh of a punishment? Well, because your brain will start to fuck with you, right? I feel like brain just keeps running on shit that you feed it. And if you will not feed it anything, it will start like looping, and I don't know. That not good, I think. Not good. Anyway, I feel like I went somewhere else. Right. So like my larger point is here to like to be a normie essentially, because I was always taking pride in how I get things, how smart I am, how I get it, like I get it. I'm able to think. I have attention to detail. Like I'm so much better than everyone else, and that would be really the thing that brings me the most loneliness, I'd say. Right? Because, like, you don't need to win a championship in friendship, right? You can just be, right? And I feel like we forget that that's the whole point, is to just be. The whole point is to just do stuff. You have hands and legs and working mouth to be and interact with the world. This thing here, I don't think is like you have to put that much of an importance on what that thing says sometimes, like at you. And again, this thing doesn't tell you what to do. You tell this thing what to be, right? Simple example. You want to get jacked, right? So you don't wait till your brain tells you, oh, listen, buddy, I want to get jacked. No. You just decide that you want to get jacked, and you just fucking get your ass up from the sofa, put down the drink, and you just go to the gym to work out. Because you decided. Your brain didn't tell you that. If anything, your brain told you like, nah, man, fuck this shit, right? Like, let's do it tomorrow. That's what it tells you, right? You run this shit, right? You run the thing. You tell yourself what to do. You tell yourself what to be, technically. So you also kind of control your mind, right? Like this shit runs, of course, unsupervised at a lot of time, majority of the time. You don't have to listen to it. Like you just don't. Oh, this thing tells me I'm like lonely. This thing tells me that nobody will understand me. So what? Like, why do I even have to be understood? Isn't it enough to be just alive? To just, like, I don't know, hear the birds, touch the grass? Why is not enough? Why is that not enough? What is there to understand? By the way, I'm talking to myself here. What is it there exactly that you want people to understand? Like, how hard of a life did you have? What about it? Like, what about it? Yes, life was hard. Yes, it was difficult. Yes, you were alone. Yes, you managed to get through it. What? Now what? What about it? You what? You want pity? Oh, boo hoo. Yeah, it sucked. Oh, yeah. Okay. So what? Will it change things? Will it change your past? Will it magically go and undo like the years of damage? No, right? Will it make you feel like the suffering was not pointless? No, because maybe it was pointless. Maybe everything is pointless. I understand it's a major cope to think that like after suffering will come like some kind of a break. It doesn't have to be actually like that. That might not come. The break might not come. You might suffer even more. And more and more and more and more. People might not understand you. If anything, people can fucking crucify you. Like that guy on the cross, right? You might never catch a break. So like, then what? Will you gonna stop living? No, right? You have to live. And that's the point. And by the way, like, how do you expect them to get it if, like, they don't get their own shit? By the way. And by the way, why do you expect other people to get you? Why don't you get yourself? How about this? How about this for starters? Maybe that's the point. That you don't want to get yourself because, like, you don't like yourself that much. But you want other people to like you. So, like, hey, please, guys, can you pay attention to me? Because I cannot. If you cannot pay attention to yourself, why would I fucking even waste my time to pay attention to you? Right? Like, imagine you're like selling, I don't know, cookies. If you, the guy who makes the cookies, you're not eating your cookies yourself, why would I fucking buy the cookie, right? Maybe it's shit. Maybe it sucks dick. Maybe your cookies are just shit. And again, they don't have to be that, right? I mean, I'm sure you're not a bad person. I'm sure you're not terrible. The point is what message it sends. Like, if you are not, if you don't care about yourself enough, what makes you think that other people will? Like, monkey see, monkey do, really, right? Guys, just because we have these things on our heads, it doesn't mean all of a sudden we are some kind of celestial beings who get it. We don't get shit, and majority of people will never get shit. Monkey see, monkey do. That artificial scarcity, guys, like, come on. Oh, I can't buy this because it's limited edition, so I need to have it. Simple as that, bro. Like, it's like just tricking your mind. Yeah, so like, what's the point with getting you? Like, get what exactly? You have some point to make, then just make the point, right? Why do I have to know you top to bottom exactly? And how will I do that? And what am I going to do with all that information? Is it going to help me to live? No, right? So then, I don't know. I'm debating myself and I don't know what about it. Maybe I've gone too far because now it's like, it's a little difficult because I really don't know what next. Anyway, so yeah, basically, don't let your shit run unsupervised and just tell yourself what to be, because if you will not tell yourself what to be, they'll tell you and you will not like it. And another thing is that, guys, like, you have to understand that you hold the wheel. At every single moment of your life, you hold the wheel, no matter the circumstances. No matter the circumstances, you hold the wheel. You choose how to act. Right? So, like, stop listening to the thing. And stop fighting with it. Stop arguing with it. Stop uh, deriving some kind of conclusions on the bullshit that it tells you. It doesn't even know what the fuck it's saying. It's like pattern matching machine just like throws shit at you. That's all it is, really. Like, why don't you just decide that you want to be happy? Why don't you just decide? Like, let's say, I don't know, like you suck, or like, I don't know, not because of you or like a bad person, but like things are not going for you. All right, so then why don't you decide to just not suck? Why don't you decide to, I don't know, like be lovable? And then you'll think like, oh damn, like okay, so maybe my friends love me, maybe my parents love me. Like, you see, I don't know, like the things that you tell yourself, your head, that will adopt them, right? And via that you will start to see reality differently. If you always tell yourself how shit everything is, trust me, you're gonna be like a hella negative guy or girl, because that's what you do to yourself. You just feed yourself bullshit. What do you think is gonna happen? What do you think is gonna happen? And I'm not saying like you have to be. Maybe I'm saying you have to be delusional. I think you have to be delusional. Like you just, yeah, by the way, yeah, you have to be delusional. Fuck that. Right? So why should I live in reality? Because reality sucks, right? Why should I live in it, really? If I can just delude myself into like thinking how great everything is, how awesome I am, how like confident and like appealing and like whatever I am, and just believe it, right? I'll just psych myself, right, into stuff that I come up with. Why can't I? Why do I have to see reality? You guys figure it out. I don't want that. I feel like that's like the point here. You just like. I don't know. Yeah, and also get comfortable with the fact that like that's it. Like that's it. Like this is it actually. Like there's no more cool stuff coming on, I think. Like this is as good as it gets, really. Like you're just living, you have the capacity to do stuff, you're able, you have brain to think, and you're like you can do stuff sometimes, or you may not do stuff because you choose not to do stuff, but like that's it, right? That's just like the hard limit. You just live and you just do stuff. And I think realizing that you are also the creator of the shit that's around is a really powerful moment, because that might shift perspective a little bit. Like you don't have to consume everything people give you. And it's like for you to create, it doesn't have to be global. You don't have to make another universe, right? You can just make your mother happy for some reason, for example, right? You can just go do dishes and then your mother will be happy. So see, you made something out of nothing. You made your mother happy. And I feel like that's just it. You can, I don't know, make friends, make money, make whatever, make yourself a dinner. Because like, how much are you going to think, really? Like, what is there so much? Like, what's there to think about? And then, by the way, like, is thinking really gonna get you somewhere? Why is it that like we learn faster by doing? Why? Because monkey see, monkey do, guys. That's just it. This is it. Your brain is stupid. So just like stop fucking using your brain. Whatever you had ideas like as a child, as a whatever, you just gotta do them. Like they might sound silly, stupid, childish, whatever. Stop putting the labels. It's not even you. I mean, you do that right now, but like these labels aren't yours. Why do you inherit them? Some people said some bullshit like back in the day about themselves because they hate themselves, so they also hate other people, right? Why do you have to take their shit and keep applying it on yourself? What do you? Why? Why does it have to suck? Why is it a bad idea? Why is it a silly idea? Who said that? Well, if they said that and did nothing their whole life, they can shut the fuck up, right? Just, guys, by the way, like, even if somebody's gonna judge you, how, like, how relevant it really is, because you already done the job, right? You already have done the task and you have gotten some kind of reward out of it, and that would feed your positive loop, and that will more likely than not let you do it again. So, like, the moment you do, you understand how little other people's contempt means, or other people's hate, or other people's whatever, like some bullshit that they decide to talk at you. Because, like, what rewards is the doing. Thinking is not rewarded at all. If anything, it just makes you miserable. Thinking about doing is like the worst form of like torture you can do to yourself. Just fucking do it, dude. You'll get like some. It's like thinking is just like silly. You create all these like castles in your head, and then you think through, and then, oh, if this then that, if this then that, just do the thing, and then you see what happens afterwards. That's just it. That's just it. Message the person, go do the thing. I don't know, record a silly video like this. Just do the stuff. Yeah. And yeah, I feel like if you understand yourself, then like whether other people understand you or not stops mattering at all. Like, of course, yeah, it's cool if people recognize you or something like that, or like they value your presence, or whatever. But I don't think that there's more satisfaction to get rather than just act on something that you want to act on. You run this shit, guys. Don't forget.